So today I'm going to show you the proper way to off-road a $135,000 Defender 110. This one's built by Himalaya. It's diesel, four-wheel drive, locking differentials. It should be a good time. We are across the street from the racetrack in the woods. We've got a bunch of trails. And instead of telling you how awesome this Himalaya is, I'm going to give you a few pointers on driving a vehicle like this off-road. So there are a few things you should know about your vehicle before you take it off-road. The main one being the drivetrain and kind of where the differentials are, things like that. I know in this particular Himalaya that the differentials are basically where the passenger's left knee is. So if there's a big obstacle, rock, stump, whatever, I don't want to put it at the passenger's left knee. I want to put it basically center of me or a tire on it, anything like that. Just like the racetrack, tire pressure is one of the most important things, whether it's, coming out and just driving in street pressure or dropping down 10, 20 PSI, you'll find kind of that sweet spot. Too low of a tire pressure, you ruin your ground clearance, as well as you compromise, how strong the tire is. Another thing you should know about your vehicle is the approach angle, which is the angle of what you can approach something. So if you're coming up to a steep wall, you need to know that if your vehicle is going to hit or not. The next is your ramp breakover angle. So that is the center of your vehicle. So shorter wheelbase actually bode better to that. And then finally your departure angle. So where your tailgate would hit. So we always want to try to go as slow as you possibly can when driving off-road. For one, to preserve the vehicle. You don't want to be bouncing through things. You want to try to crawl your way through. So the lowest gear possible, only going up a gear to control wheel speed or to carry a little bit of momentum depending on where your grip levels are at. We have open differentials on this vehicle, so the front differential and the rear differential are open. So it's still considered a four-wheel drive vehicle, but depending on the grip we have, you may only have two tires driving the vehicle ahead. That's why you would get a locker for extreme off-road. Not really needed. Actually more fun in my opinion without, but basically if you have a tire that's going to slip easier than the other, that's where all the power is going to go. Once you have a good understanding of your vehicle and kind of what you're working with, the next is just driving. Picking good lines, understanding where the traction is. A general rule of thumb that will help you drive up and down things is shift up to go up, so be a gear higher. Again, we're in low range. I'm going all of like 10 miles an hour right now, and I'm actually in third gear. So you've got a lot of gearing options. So when going down a steep hill, choose the lowest gear possible and be ready to accelerate. If even the engine braking starts to break traction or the wheels start to slide, you actually may need to give it a little bit of gas to continue those tires rolling down the hill. Because if they lock, just like on the racetrack, you lose control of your steering. Also hopping out of your seat and actually walking something before you just toss your vehicle down a hill or into a hole, things like that. So there's multi-facets of how driving off-road can be better for you if you're not afraid to get your feet a little bit muddy. And once you understand the basics of driving off-road and your vehicle, you can really do it in anything and have fun in anything. Whether it's an old beat-up pickup truck or a $200,000 Range Rover, it just depends on where you put it, how you drive it, but it's all incredibly fun. The Himalaya is obviously a very capable vehicle. It's insanely comfortable. You could throw 7 buddies in here, drive through the woods, drive on the beach. In my opinion, kind of the perfect vehicle. If you want to do any type of off-road driving, it's something we're going to offer this season, from advanced to beginner, all of the above. So if you want to get one with nature, stay tuned.